Hello, and thank you all so much for being here today. My name is Liz Conwell, and I'm the Alumni Relations Manager here at GCU. We are thrilled to have you on campus today to induct 5 wonderful alumni into our Hall of Fame. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce Mr. Brian Mueller, President and CEO of GCU.
Well, thanks everybody for being here. This is always a fun day for us, a good day for us. It's a growing day, and we look forward to it. There's a lot of things going on campus today. A lot of people are coming back, and so thank you for being here. Congratulations to the 5 inductees. University is doing well. We've been incredibly blessed over the course of the last number of years. We've done our best to extend that blessing into the neighborhood that we live in. And so we have a lot to be thankful for today. We feel really, really good about what's going to happen going forward. We feel real good about the students that are here and what they're going to do in the world, and the students that are coming to us in the next few years. But I think it's really, really important that we spend time remembering that there was a really, really solid foundation that we had to build on. That there were decades here of outstanding students, outstanding faculty members, outstanding administration. There was great leadership. This was just a really, really wonderful place that God blessed through the work of faculty members and students, and this place has been a tremendous blessing to Phoenix and to the state of Arizona, and so I think it's always good that we take time and remember that. Those of you that were here decades ago, if you walk around campus or if you look at some of the shirts that are printed, a lot of them say 1949 on them. And a lot of those shirts are printed at the behest of our students, because they know about 1949 and they know a lot about the early years, and they're very proud of what Grand Canyon always was. And so those of you that were here in those decades and that contributed so much to this institution, thank you very much. You are not forgotten. You will never be forgotten. You're an important part of what happens here. You're welcome back here at any time. We want you to be an important part of this place going forward, and we want you to be real proud of what goes on here going forward. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you for being here, and I'm going to turn it back over to Liz, I think. I'm not.
Hello, my name is Kevin Walling, and I was asked to act as the presenter for one of the inductees this evening, and I had just a couple of quick remarks. I work as a faculty member at GCU, and I work in the Justice Studies and Government program. And when they asked me to induct someone, I had an immediate amount of nervousness thinking, well, will I be able to identify with the person that I'm inducting and have something that I can share in common with them? And I was thankful that I did. So one other quick remark is that in the field of law, and this inductee has a great deal of experience in the field of law, it often is the thing that I think the highest calling in the legal profession is to serve the public in which you live. And this inductee definitely has done that. He's worked as an attorney in the field in his community, he's worked as a judge within his community, and I think that is a calling, and it is a high service that you can render to that community. So that said, I have some notes, and I apologize while I read this because I don't want to miss anything. So today, I'm proud to introduce the Hall of Fame inductee, Jim Carter. Mr. Carter came to Grand Canyon in the 1950s to receive a Bachelor's of Science in Physical Education, but as you're about to hear, God had other plans for him. He taught at Sunny Slope High School from 1957 to 1961 before he attended law school at the University of Arizona. In 1965, he received an offer from the City of Phoenix Prosecutor's Office. He served as assistant prosecutor for 7 years, then became the chief prosecutor. In 1974, Jim joined the civil side of the Phoenix court system, where he was the assistant city attorney and oversaw the sales and acquisition of the properties for the city. His biggest project during this time was the development of Route 51, which many of you perhaps drove this evening or this afternoon. And after several years with the city and private law firms, Jim decided he could best serve the people at a limited jurisdiction court in Phoenix. He was then appointed as the Phoenix City Magistrate for the Phoenix Court Criminal Division. He retired in 2005, but sits pro tem 1 day a week still for the court today. So I'd like you to join me in inducting Jim Carter. But we do have a brief video just to share a few more informational notes about him, and I'll step aside so you can see the screen.
The experience in 1957 on this campus was just one large family with a lot of things going on. As a high school student coming over here, I had no chance of going to school. Didn't have a clue where I was going, what I was going to be doing. My mom raised my brother and I came on this campus, and faculty took an interest in Jim Carter. They reached out and touched me. And the administration would check on me if I needed something financially. They were there. Faculty members, if I was having a struggle, they'd take time to help me. So those kinds of things really came across that this campus was for a purpose and interest. Purpose was used here a great deal, but in 1957 you didn't hear that. There were no TV ads, there was no commercials, there was no billboards around, and yet when you came on campus, you recognized indirectly that that was their purpose here, to help me find mine. When I came out of Grand Canyon, I had prepared to become a teacher. I wanted to teach and I wanted to coach. And I had a job at Sunny Slope High School, teaching high school physical education, and I coached freshman football and basketball and baseball. With that, I came out going to Sunny Slope High School. And I taught 4 years there, coached, got a master's degree, and thinking I was going to go on in this. And you know, God had a different plan. It was awesome. He changed my direction totally. And the next thing I know, my wife and I are going off to law school. After law school, I experienced some private practice. And then I went on to the city prosecutor's office as an assistant city prosecutor. And I was there for quite some time. Then I got appointed as the chief prosecutor for the city of Phoenix. And then after a couple of years of that, then I moved me over to the civil side, and I became assistant city attorney in charge of the real estate division. GCU gave me a trophy wife. I married a campus sweetheart. And come March 7th, we'll serve 60 years of marriage. I'm proud of that. She's the godly one. And from that, I have 2 daughters and 3 grandsons. I got to play baseball for 4 years, basketball. I had numerous faculty friends. I give Coach Brazel, I thank him for the opportunity he gave to me to give me a chance, because had that not happened, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I give him praise for all of that. I got to come to college to play baseball and go to school. That 4 years made an impression on me. But there are lots of memories about faculty and interaction with students, a college degree that means something to me, and realistically, I've never changed it to GCU. Grand Canyon College is my degree, and I'm very proud of it. It was an honest and memorable 4 years here.
So if you could, please, I'd like you to welcome Mr. Carter to the stage, and as a alumni of GCU, honorary alumni. There, we got you. There you are. And I understand they wanted to take a picture. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Carter, would you like to make any remarks?
Thank you. They told me that I had between 15 and 30 seconds to speak. And I'm sure that you can't keep a lawyer under 20 seconds. But, you know, whether it's 30 seconds or 30 minutes, I don't have the time to tell you what the incredible change Grand Canyon College made to me when I was here for 4 years. The love and the dedication of professors, teachers, taught me and convinced me that I had a calling, that I had a purpose. I had never heard that before. And through that, the professors, instructors telling me about that, then beginning to tell me what the purpose is, but didn't tell it that. They just taught it that way. Didn't use the word purpose. You had the calling, though, and a convention. And through that, I saw from professors, I learned from professors, Dr. Roland Beck, Dr. Betty Beck, Dr. Martin, and Coach Brazel. Is Coach Brazel here today? Coach Brazel and Mrs. Brazel taught me and led me to walk the ways of the Lord, and with God's help, to live out His purpose in my life. Changed my life around totally. And from that, I give Coach Brazel a great deal of thoughts and prayers and thankfulness, because without Coach Brazel, I promise you I wouldn't be here today. I have 2 daughters that graduated here. One graduated, one went here. I've got 3 grandsons. I've got a grandson here now as a sophomore. I've got one that I'm hoping is going to be here next year. But, and through this year, this week has been enormous for me. This is my 61st reunion. Ginger's 60th. And come Wednesday, we will celebrate 60 years of marriage. And it started right here. So, Mr. Mueller and faculty and staff, I praise you for what you're doing with the university. I would pray that every day that God has His hand on you to lead us as alumni, to lead us as a university, that our student body from the past, the future student body, can make an impact in our world, because they got an education here first. I promise you and guarantee you that the education that I got here doesn't match the quality of ASU or U of A. It doesn't. This is second to none. And I'm grateful, and I'll pray that God keeps His hand on this university and Dr. Mueller.
Thank you.
My name is Jason Hiles. I'm the Dean of the College of Theology in Grand Canyon Theological Seminary. It is my pleasure to introduce our next inductee, Dr. Michael Baird. Mike's life has been devoted to God's Word and serving with all his heart. He loves the Bible and helps students learn to know the Bible so they will love it and faithfully live and teach its message for the world to see. He teaches in the classroom, then practices in the field of inner city ministry. He has been a part-time pastor and preacher for many congregations over the years, especially serving urban poor and multilingual ministries. Mike taught Bible, theology, and ministry classes at Grand Canyon and at Phoenix locations of Golden Gate Seminary, Fuller Seminary, Wayland Baptist University. He currently teaches in Grand Canyon Theological Seminary, that is here on campus, and Keno Institute over 35 years until his retirement in 2015. He continues to teach a class or two each semester at GCU because of his love for the classroom and the students. Many students report that his classes are the hardest, and I've heard some of those concerns. And they are the best in their eyes. He has high expectations, always teaching and grading with toughness and integrity. GCU awarded him the prestigious honor of Professor Emeritus in 2015. And if I can go off script for just a second, I want to tell you Mike is an absolutely amazing instructor. For the last 3 years of his full-time career, I was privileged to serve alongside him, and he continues to serve part-time for us. It has been incredible. It has been a blessing to me. He is someone I look up to. I consider a friend. It's been a privilege. And Mike, if you don't mind me saying so, I think Martha would be very proud if she were here to see you receive this. And with that, step to the side and we'll watch a video a little bit more about Mike's life for you.
In 1971, Grand Canyon was quite a bit different than now. None of these big buildings were here. Enrollment was probably about 400, maybe 500, 600, something like that. We had an excellent sports program, excellent fine arts program. I was a religion major, but I took part in some of the dramas. I'd have to say that the strongest memory that I have is the time that Martha and I, my wife and I, had together. In 1970, we married. We told the Dean of Students, Mrs. Corley, I believe her name was, we're going to get married on May the 9th. And finals were like May 15th or so. And so Mrs. Corley rebuked us in her kind, gentle, but Dean of Students way. She rebuked us and said, "Why did you plan your marriage 1 week before finals?" And I'm not sure that my answer was adequate for me or Mrs. Corley, but we did anyway, and it worked out. GCU helped me find my purpose because I became a Bible teacher. In fact, I taught here at Grand Canyon University in the College of Theology for 36 years after I got out of seminary. Dr. J. Niles Puckett was my Bible teacher. The first thing I did in Grand Canyon University in college was take Old Testament and New Testament history, it's the survey. And that really transformed my thinking about the Bible and helped me to realize that I really needed to and wanted to plant my life in teaching if possible, certainly in pastoring. I think I'm probably best known for being a teacher. One of the most impactful things that made a difference is teaching Greek. I taught Greek classes starting probably in 1980, teaching students how to read the New Testament, since the New Testament is written in Greek. And even until more recently, the ability, the privilege of guiding students to learn to read the New Testament in the original language has just been a very energizing and rewarding thing for me. I certainly hope that Grand Canyon will remain a good, strong Christian university with a willingness to openly espouse the Bible, espouse Christ, and in all the areas, all of the colleges. And we do that. So it's not any kind of a change I'm hoping for, because change is going to happen. All you have to do is look around, it will happen. But that there be that constant in the change. I have a great deal of gratitude to Grand Canyon University because Grand Canyon has been my life. The religion department, the Department of Christian Studies, the College of Theology, when it came about, my own college and my colleagues have been honorable and they've honored me. So I'm really very grateful for the chance to work with people like that. I need to reiterate something that I said on the screen. Mainly, I have to say how grateful I am. That's my main emotion, is gratitude to Grand Canyon University, excuse me, to my colleagues that were here. I need to say a word about Coach and Mildred. That'll be Coach and Sarge, if anybody remembers that. They were some of my earliest supporters when I came here to teach, even though they had been my teachers as well as a student. I have to say thank you to all my colleagues, my Christian Studies colleagues, even those, Dr. Hiles and Dr. Martin and Dr. Puckett and Dr. Dane and all those, all the colleagues, Dr. Clark Youngblood, these colleagues that I worked with. I have to say thank you to them, gratitude for that. Thank you to my family for their support all through the years. Even, well, you know, they took the brunt of all of this, you know, my wife and all my kids, of all this extra time that had to be put in. Thank you to my family. And of course, thank you to the Lord Jesus.
Good evening, and thank you all for being here. My name is Dr. Jennifer Johnson. I am the Director of Academic Alliances serving K-12 public schools across Arizona as a part of the Strategic Educational Alliances group here at Grand Canyon University. And it's my honor and pleasure to introduce you to the inductee, Kathy Poplin. Kathy is the retired Deputy Associate Superintendent for Educational Technology at the Arizona Department of Education. In fact, Kathy and I had the opportunity to serve simultaneously. Before coming to the Arizona Department of Education, Kathy held educational technology roles in 3 local school districts and taught in our College of Education here at Grand Canyon University. For 6 years, Kathy was on the board of directors of the State Educational Technology Directors Association. And for more than 15 years, she has been a board member of the Arizona Technology and Education Association, serving most recently as the executive director of that association from January 2015 until December of 2017. Please join me in watching a video so we can learn more about Kathy.
In 1992, it was a very small campus, very, very intimate. The colleges were forming and there was a lot of buzz about the university status, and the college began to grow. I came to Grand Canyon as an adult. I was 31. I had a 4-month-old child and I had a 4-year-old little boy. And I had already had a taste for what training and development was. Found out Grand Canyon had this degree program that was perfect for what I was doing and what I wanted to do. The instructors that were in the program had been in the real world. They were trainers. They had administrative positions in training departments. They brought all that experience into our small degree program. Dr. Rob Jones was one of my mentors. He shared many of the professional struggles he had, and we were well prepared to face many issues. Dr. Carol Nicolay was from healthcare training, and she brought us many of those experiences. And then Dr. Joyce Parker, who worked at Grand Canyon until her late 80s, she was a leader in training and development in the 70s and 80s. So I think I was well prepared for what I wanted to become from coming to Grand Canyon. I've had many career highlights. I worked 42 years full-time in education. First 25 years were in the Alhambra School District and then 12 here at Grand Canyon. I moved to the Washington School District and was one of their technology training coordinators, where we literally unwrapped a 5-year technology plan and we began to train teachers on how to use the new technology that they were getting. That led to a wonderful position in the Creighton School District, where I managed a large federal grant that was earmarked for helping teachers integrate technology into their classroom. Many of the things that we learned during those 5 years are still being used in teacher programs today. And then that led me to the Arizona Department of Education, which I was so fortunate to work there. And then from there, I retired, took off 6 months to enjoy retirement, and then I became the executive director of the Arizona Technology and Education Association. Most proud to be a GCU alum is that it's still here. There was a time when we didn't know if Grand Canyon was going to survive. I'm thrilled that it's here. I'm thrilled that it's as exciting as it is. And now everyone knows what Grand Canyon is. I'm thrilled about the excitement that's here. Love going to the basketball games. Most important, I'm so glad that it still has its strong Christian heritage and focus. The support of the faculty and my colleagues at Grand Canyon taught me that whatever you really want to do in life, it's possible. You just have to create an environment of support around you. When I graduated in 1992, the entire College of Ed stood up and cheered. It's that level of support and encouragement that I try to give to others.
Kathy, on behalf of your friends and colleagues at Grand Canyon, and on behalf of the hundreds of educators and thousands of students that you have spent a lifetime serving, congratulations and thank you very much. Please join me in congratulating Kathy Poplin.
Wow. I want to reiterate what Mike just said, how grateful I am for this honor, how grateful I am to the university of what they gave to me as a young adult, and the colleagues and friends that I've made since then. It's been a foundation. I grew up in this neighborhood. I saw it grow from cotton fields surrounding it to what it is today. And I am so grateful that it is a lighthouse, that it's revitalizing the Canyon Corridor. My husband and I live just right outside of those boundaries, and we're benefiting from the home prices are improving. Everyone knows that Grand Canyon is an exciting place, and I'm just grateful. And I can't go into any other things or I will lose it. So thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Mark Wooden, and thank you for coming to this Hall of Fame event. It's a really important thing that we do each year, and we never judge the size of the room appropriately. We never seem to have enough room for all the people, but it's a really big honor. I get to introduce Dr. Misty Johnson-Foote. After graduating from GCU with a Bachelor of Science in Biology, Dr. Johnson-Foote attended the University of Arizona Medical School, and she completed a residency and training in OB/GYN at Banner University Medical Center in Phoenix. She was the founding owner of West Valley Women's Care private practice from 2002 to 2016. She has served as Chief Medical Officer at Banner Thunderbird Medical Center and Banner Dale E. Webb Medical Center. Dr. Johnson-Foote returned to GCU to receive her Executive MBA in 2015. In 2017, Arizona Big Media profiled her on their most influential women in the Arizona list. She most recently retired as CEO of Banner Medical Group. Dr. Johnson-Foote is a keen believer of how service to others requires humility to help focus on something besides ourselves. She reflects a lot on how her experiences at GCU helped her to overcome barriers to growth. Join me in watching a little bit more about Misty Johnson-Foote.
I love being a GCU alum because the sense of community is everywhere. I run into people at airports, at conferences. The community is large and broad, and it doesn't matter whether I've known them or not, there's an immediate connection. After I left GCU, it was busy. I went to medical school. After I completed medical school, did my OB/GYN residency here at Banner University Medical Center, Phoenix, and then opened my private practice OB/GYN in the Southwest Valley. It was a trailer house office in the middle of a cotton field, waiting for a new hospital to be built. I lived in the community where I worked, which was important to me. I practiced for 12 years and delivered thousands of babies before I decided to change my career pathway. I loved the business side of medicine so much that I transitioned into an administrative role. The people who influenced me during my time at GCU, the Witherspoons were here then. What a wonderful couple to help move us along through our college careers and graduation. David Wing, who he taught my biochemistry and organic chemistry. We used to play practical jokes on him. So we had a lot of fun there. Bill Coughlin, who taught physics, I think had a big influence. And I don't remember her last name, but it was Vicky, and she taught the religion classes that were required at the time. Very strong woman, very impressive woman, who taught me a lot about relationships and values. I think I'm known for being transparent, having integrity, and simply caring. My value of kindness and showing kindness and serving others, I think, comes out in my leadership. There's nothing that excites me more than developing and helping somebody else along their career path to reach their goal, and teaching them what I know. Being friendly and engaging and all those things. The advice I would give students entering the field of medicine is to be open to possibilities, to thinking differently. Take the opportunity afforded to a student at Grand Canyon University and the values that are integrated as part of the curriculum. Use that. Don't be afraid of that. Be authentic and true to that. As you go into the journey of medicine, you're going to learn what you need to learn, but it's your personality that makes the difference and your values that make the difference. GCU gave me, I think, humility, taught me humility and taught me how to serve others, which is critically important in medicine. Most physicians, most nurses don't go into medicine, the healthcare field, because they want to make money. There's a lot of sacrifice that comes with that. Our egos can't get in the way, and so humility is very important. Understanding how to meet the needs of others without making our own more important. The service to others, I think, is one of the most valuable lessons I took away.
Dr. Johnson Foote, it is a real honor and pleasure to induct you into our Hall of Fame.
Thank you. That's not our picture. We missed our picture opportunity. Oh, well. He wanted another picture op. You want to try again?
I'll do anything for you. I thought you gave me a thumbs up. That was a thumbs up.
That was a thumbs up. They told me 15 to 30 seconds too, so I'll keep it brief because I'm overwhelmed. Thank you for making me part of the community from the day I walked on campus. Dr. Baird's classes were really hard. I had one of his classes. They were really hard. It's true that no matter where we go, there's a connection. We recognize our tribe in each other, and thank you all for allowing me to be part of this fabulous tribe in the past, in the present, and in the future. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the inductees. I have the pleasure of introducing the last inductee today, Eric Rasmussen, 1981 graduate of GCU, baseball player, catcher, two-time All-American. That says a lot right there. 30 home runs in his career, played for USA Baseball, played on the 1980 National Championship team here at Grand Canyon, and signed a contract with the California Angels. Great story. Let's take a quick look at this video.
1980. Grand Canyon was really more of a small town back then. Population here was probably smaller than some high schools. 38 years has really made a difference. What makes me proud is the reaction I get from people, especially employers, when I was looking for a job and I told them that I was a graduate of Grand Canyon. They perked up, and it was very easy to get jobs. And seeing what they've done with how they've built themselves really makes me proud to be an alumni. Well, I think the person that helped shape me was Coach Brazel. Just seeing how he carried himself and how he dealt with people and how positive he was. He sent me a wonderful letter after we won the championship, knowing it was going to be his last year. It was very touching for me. After Grand Canyon, I went to play on the USA team. That was a lot of fun because it was on the heels of the 1980 hockey team. And there were a lot of people that came out and watched us play, more than I ever had to play in front of. Then from there, I was signed by the Angels. I went to play in their minor leagues. That was disappointing and amazing at the same time. You know, I didn't get as far as I wanted to get, but getting that first professional paycheck was really neat. My biggest advice to any of the athletes is don't take the education for granted. I don't care how good you are. Baseball is not a guarantee, or any sport that they're playing. So, but if you have that education to fall back on, that really made a difference. I do have some I remembers from my experience playing baseball here. I remember when Coach Brazel won his 700th game and how much of a big deal that was. I remember our team going to California to play 2 games, and our hotel was right across from Disneyland. It rained all night when we drove there. The field at the ballpark was so flooded we couldn't play, so we were going to play a doubleheader the next day. So we all went to Disneyland in February. There was nobody there. We rode all the rides that we could. There was just nobody there. The next night, it rained again, and we couldn't play. We just went home. It was just like we went to Disneyland. And I remember winning a lot of games, the 2 championships. I remember carrying the trophy back on the plane back home, and it was quite an experience. After we won, we went back to the hotel. We all jumped into the pool with our uniforms on. My experience here at Grand Canyon really helped me in the world, and I know I've been blessed to have this experience here, whether it was baseball or the interaction with the people. I miss this place.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Eric. Come on up, buddy.
Well, this is very overwhelming. Everybody that came up here said that. It's more humbling to me. I mean, we had a lawyer, we got a pastor, we got a doctor, we got a government official, and me, I hit a baseball. I enjoyed my time here at Grand Canyon. I want to thank the committee for even considering me, let alone inducting me. My family's here, my lovely bride, my brother. My brother and sister are really the speakers of the family. That's why I was the catcher. They put a mask on me and told me, go squat under there and we'll throw baseballs at you. So they're really the speakers and not me. But as I said in the video, I was very blessed to be here at Grand Canyon, and I thank you all very much.
Let's congratulate them and all of the inductees one more time. That concludes our ceremony today. The homecoming fun continues with a tailgate in the quad, and then the basketball game starts at 7. Thanks so much. Go Lopes.